Well, they're at it again. It's year 2 of the WxYz project, the greatest armada of scientists and instrumentation ever assembled to study tornadoes. And 2 Penn State meteorologists and several students are right in the thick of the experiment. Drs. Yvette Richardson and Paul Markowski are in their 3rd of 6 weeks on the Great Plains this spring as part of WxYz, hunting down the supercell thunderstorms that often produce tornadoes.
WxYz is I think a pretty clever acronym for verification of the origins of rotation in tornadoes experiment. And the first one was in '94 and '95, and this is the second campaign. So we view it as kind of an ongoing campaign to better understand tornadoes and their parent storms.
Last spring, during the first year of WxYz, there weren't many tornadoes on the plains. In fact, the team only intercepted one, a relatively weak tornado in southeastern Wyoming.
This is touching the ground now. There we go. We've got a tornado. This is Goshen County, Wyoming. There it is. This is the first tornado that we have seen so far, folks, with WxYz.
The WxYz scientists and support team, totaling about 100 people, are living out of suitcases during the project as they roam the plains in search of tornadoes.
Well, it's going to look like a circus. We have a distributed leadership, so it is going to be pretty organized, but there are going to be a lot of instruments in the field. 10 radars on trucks. We're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 12 instrumented automobiles. Depending on where we are in the Great Plains, we might also have unmanned aircraft systems. These are remotely piloted airplanes. And other sensors include rapidly deployable pods that you can put out on the ground, not necessarily to be hit by a tornado, although they can take high winds, but to collect data where we wouldn't necessarily want manned platforms.
Now, WxYz has no home base. They're totally nomadic. They could be as far south as Texas, as far north as North Dakota, as far west as the high plains of Wyoming and Colorado, as far east as Iowa or western Missouri. They've already had a couple successful intercepts this year. Take a look at this textbook radar image of a tornadic supercell thunderstorm back on May 10th in Oklahoma. This is about 20 miles across. The main body of the thunderstorm with the heavy rain is right here. The tornado is on the southwestern side, embedded within this counterclockwise spiraling tail that's called a hook echo. The small donut-shaped area here in red is mainly rain being circulated around the tornado. Now, in this case, the radar was about 7 miles from the tornado. That's close enough, but not too close.
Some radars, if the mission is to sample the winds in the tornado on the scale of the tornado, then closer is better, up to a point. Other radars, we want to have less of a, we don't want to have such a myopic view, so we position them farther away where they can scan more broadly. Certainly, if you don't ever want to be within 100 meters of a tornado. Things are flying around at that point. Winds are extremely high.
We'll keep you updated here on Weather World as the WxYz team continues to try to get safely up close and personal with a tornado. Paul Knight is back with the extended forecast next.